Okay, let's just dive right in. You know that quiet, kind of nagging feeling that so many of us get, especially in our 20s and 30s? It's that sense that, well, that everyone else has it all figured out and you're somehow falling behind. Today, we're going to unpack exactly why that happens, and we'll explore a mental shift that can seriously help you reclaim your own sense of progress.
It's a familiar feeling, right? Like you're constantly looking over your shoulder, measuring your own steps against someone else's, even though you never consciously decided to compete in the first place. You're just trying to live your life, but there's this invisible pressure to keep up with a crowd that always seems to be miles ahead.
And this is where that feeling really gets its fuel. You just open your phone and boom, it's a highlight reel of everyone else's wins. Engagements, promotions, new homes, endless baby announcements. It's a constant stream of milestones that can make your own journey feel, I don't know, slow or maybe even stalled. Every single post feels like another piece of evidence that you're just not where you should be.
So, here's the thing. The problem isn't just the content we're seeing, it's how we're seeing it. We tend to treat our social media feeds not as a window into other people's lives, but as what we're going to call a social media mirror. And trust me, it's a very distorted reflection of ourselves.
So what exactly is this social media mirror? Well, it's basically the habit of looking at someone else's carefully curated success, that perfect vacation photo or that big career win, and using it as a direct measure of your own progress. The problem is, this isn't just innocent observation. It becomes a constant act of judgment against a standard that is frankly impossible to meet.
And this is exactly why it's so damaging. The mirror we're looking into is fundamentally broken. It's distorted. It only reflects the polished final product, the highlight reel. It completely hides the struggle, the doubt, the failures, and all the messy reality that it actually took to get there.
Okay, so if the mirror is the source of the problem, the solution isn't just to delete all your apps. It's about a really profound mental shift. It's about learning to walk out of that funhouse of mirrors and into a museum. And here's the core difference. The mirror mindset, it's totally rooted in lack. It's always asking, why not me? Which just leads to judgment. But the museum mindset, that's rooted in abundance. It looks at the very same achievement and says, wow, look what's possible. See the shift? You go from competition to perspective, from feeling inadequate to feeling genuinely inspired. And this is the museum mindset. It's the practice of seeing someone else's success not as a judgment on your own path, but as a unique piece of art. You can admire it, you can be inspired by it, but you never confuse it with your own life's work. It's just an exhibit in the gallery, not a reflection of you.
So how do you actually do this? Well, putting it into practice involves 3 really simple steps. First, just observe without judgment. You have to remember, you're only seeing one snapshot, a single frame, not the whole movie. Second, find inspiration. Ask yourself, okay, what can I learn from this? What ideas does this spark for my own path? And third, and this one is so crucial, just move on. Appreciate the exhibit, and then continue walking through your own museum.
Ultimately, this entire shift from the mirror to the museum, it leads to this really powerful realization. Life isn't some linear race with a single finish line. It's your own unique and personal journey.
Society might present this standard timeline, path A right here. But look at paths B and C. They are just as valid and just as fulfilling. One person might travel the world and completely change careers. Another might build an incredible freelance life before settling down. There is absolutely no correct order and no such thing as falling behind. There's only your path.
I really want you to remember this. Your worth is not tied to how fast you're progressing. It is not about how quickly you tick off life's little boxes. It's about the journey itself. You aren't falling behind. You are simply and beautifully on your own timeline.
So the next time you open that app, don't look for a mirror, look for a museum. Appreciate the art that other people are creating, and then turn your attention back to your own gallery, your own unique path, and ask yourself this: what masterpieces will you find in your own museum?